Hey guys, what's up? This video is about kidney stones. I'm going to tell you from personal experience how I deal with my kidney stone situation, and hopefully from my research and my personal experience it could help someone who's suffering from kidney stones. I've done a lot of research because I passed about 40-50 kidney stones in the last 15 years. I've had two procedures done. One day in the hospital under anesthesia both times. One procedure was where they go with the little snake up the penis through into the kidney with a laser beam and blast the stone out, and then you pass after the surgery on your own. And the other one was the sound wave surgery where they lay you on a like a water bed and put you to sleep, and then they shoot sonic waves to break up the stones. And I guess both were successful according to the size of the stones, but with both times you still had to pass them. I passed plenty of stones without going to the hospital. I've never been to the ER, even though I came close on my first one to go to an ER because I felt like I wanted to die. And that's usually what happens to a lot of people. They get sent to the ER. They kind of know right away, the doctors. I guess they put you on saline. They dope you up with pain meds, which only seems to just maybe take off the edge. Very painful. Pain meds don't really take away the pain. It just makes it bearable a little bit. And they send you home with a cup and with a prescription, and they tell you drink a lot of water and you got to pass on your own in your own time when it's ready to come out. And that's usually the case. And maybe you could avoid an ER trip. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you from my personal experience. I passed a lot of stones on my own, and we're going to go over some of the tips and tricks and ways that I pass the stones and deal with them. So let's check it out.
Now we're going to take a look at my personal stone collection, at least the ones I was able to retrieve and save. It's quite the collection. And there it goes. I mean, that one. That's the big boy. And each one of these stones represents a moment of major pain and discomfort. Some of them took weeks to pass. Some of them were surprises when I went to the bathroom and poof, a stone was passed when I urinated. And some were bouncing around in the bladder for weeks before, I guess, according to the shape, aligned themselves in the right way at the right time, and I was able to pass them. As you can see, I haven't counted them individually, but there's a bunch. And the quarter and the dimes to give you a sense of scale. I'll put a ruler in the frame to give a sense of scale also. But as you can see, I pretty much know what I'm talking about when I talk about passing stones and what helps, at least what helps me. Now, this stone is the biggest individual stone, and this I passed right after my first surgery. I guess they broke up a bigger chunk, and this was the smaller chunks that were passable after the surgery. And the story with this one is that this was attached to the second biggest stone in the pile. It was actually one piece long, and that's how it was passed. And the only reason it's two pieces now, see, that's the second piece that was attached to that big stone. The only reason it's broken now is because it broke when I went to retrieve it from the toilet, but it came out in one piece. I was pretty amazed, and a lot of blood, a lot of discomfort, and this took about 3 or 4 days after the surgery to pass. I was doped up on Vicodin. It was uncomfortable to say the least. Okay, tip number 1. Keep Flomax on hand at all times. You don't have to use Flomax all the time. You only use Flomax when you're feeling symptoms of a stone, and it'll help you pass it by opening up your tubes basically and allowing more flow. The more flow, the more room you give the stone, the easier it passes. That's a big one. Pain medication, Vicodin, whatever you could get from your doctor. As soon as you feel a pinch, discomfort, you kind of sense the stones coming on, jump on the meds, start drinking plenty of water, ridiculous water. You could drink other stuff. It doesn't have to be water, but just drink plenty of it. And don't go when you feel that you have to go to the bathroom when you're drinking this water. What you want to do is build up pressure so you hold it until you can't possibly hold it any longer, and that's when you go to urinate. There's where you're going to get the maximum flow of urine, and hopefully you flush out the stone. The other trick, tip 2, is if you're having trouble passing a stone, maybe it's a larger stone, maybe it's an odd football shaped and it's not really aligned to shoot down the tube correctly, you might need a little help by trying the pinch technique, which is, I just named it that just now because I don't even know what the hell technique it is, but basically you pinch around the head of your penis when you're going to urinate, and you urinate, but as soon as you let go to urinate, you're cutting off the flow by pinching. You're cutting off the flow, and what you do, you're expanding the tube in the penis or the urinary tract, and if you're expanding the tube, you're making the tube wider so that the stone could actually fit in the chamber, kind of get loaded, and then you release. And when you release, all that pressure is built up, and of course, you're gonna not only urinate, but you're gonna blast that urine out, and hopefully blasting the stone out too. Some stubborn stones, the first or second try doing that technique, I've been able to pass it. Before learning of that technique, it was rather difficult, and it took a few days to pass a stubborn stone or ob-shaped stone. And this helps speed up the process. I don't think you're going to damage anything. That's a little technique that urologists don't tell you. Not many people that I talk to who've passed stones have known about it. I read about it on a forum on the internet while going through a painful passage, and I tried it, and on the first go it worked. So that is a proven technique. I've done it a few times and it works, so you can't knock what works.